viewers. President Donald Trump has condemned but refused to apologize for a post showing former President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama as apes. The White House initially defended the post, however, it was removed 12 hours later. Meanwhile, the clip on Truth Social also amplified false claims of 2020 election fraud and included a brief AI-generated sequence of dancing primates. Trump said he had not seen the full post before it was shared and described the offensive images as a small part of a broader message on voter fraud. Furthermore, the incident drew bipartisan criticism, including from Black Republican leaders, while the White House confirmed the post was shared in error. Regardless of the outrage, no apology has yet been issued. Let's listen in.
No, I didn't make a mistake. I mean, I look at a lot of thousands of things. I looked at the beginning of it, it was fine. But they had that one post, and I guess it was a takeoff. By the way, a lot of people covered, if you look at where it came from, I guess it was a takeoff from The Lion King. And certainly it was a very strong post in terms of voter fraud. Nobody knew that was at the end. If they would have looked, they would have seen it. And probably they would have had the sense to take it down. But that was a takeoff of The Lion King. And a lot of people were covered, in different positions. So, but I spoke to Tim Scott. He was great. Tim is a great guy. He understood that 100%.
Request Ross to join us back in this discussion. Ross, what are your first comments?
It's completely inappropriate, and that's why the White House removed it. They should never have posted it, and they should have removed it sooner. This is a very old, what we call in America, a trope to portray Black people like this, it really is regrettable. I would say even inexcusable. Are they going to fire the person who did it or reveal who it was? I'm sure there are going to be public demands for that. The White House will probably be reluctant to do so. And then we'll see how long this becomes or remains a conversation point. I mean, there's so many other issues going on in the United States right now. And of course, the immigration and protests against immigration enforcement has gotten so much media attention in recent days. So how long will this stay in the news cycle is something to watch.
How do you see the fact that Trump has, of course, refused to apologize? The video has been taken down, but no apology. And he's adamant on the fact that he's not going to apologize and he's not made a mistake.
President Trump rarely apologizes. It's not the first time he said or posted something that many people found inappropriate or offensive, but it's not his style to apologize. And one, we can just look at his history. It's not his style to do that. But two, what would be the upside? He's in the 2020 election, he won about 8% of the Black vote. It went up tremendously in 2024 to 15%, but polls are showing some of that support. He's starting to lose some of that support heading into the midterm. Apologizing over this probably won't be the most significant factor on that issue as well. And also, a lot of this depends on where the swing districts in the House of Representatives are and what the makeup of the voter demographic is in those districts. But I could imagine somebody on the team said, maybe you should apologize. And he probably said, you're out of your mind. I'm not going to apologize. There's no upside to doing so.
Let's also talk about the Obama-Trump rivalry. It's not a new one. President Barack Obama had also taken several times on Trump. And this is just another instance of that bitterness that was seen between the two leaders publicly.
Well, the tradition in the United States, of course, has been that former presidents try to remain removed from day-to-day politics. Yes, sometimes they've been involved in public policy issues or global issues. For example, Jimmy Carter or Bill Clinton. These are people who started to travel the world and work on things like public health, for example. But that clearly this has changed in recent years. Obviously, when President Trump was out of office between 2021 and 2025, he was active politically every day, criticizing President Biden. Barack Obama tries to adhere to the tradition. He tries not to be involved day to day in American politics. But the demand is clearly there from the Democratic base. They want him to be involved because he's a person that still commands the respect of many Democratic voters. He's still very popular with the Democratic base. And there really isn't anyone else on the Democratic side at the moment who could fulfill that role. Is he really going to do it? Is he really going to get involved day to day in politics? Probably not. Maybe he'll do some campaigning around the midterms and then a couple of years later in the next presidential election. But will he have a day-to-day active role in politics or be the person who's on social media every day refuting things that Trump says? Probably not.
All right, sure. Ross, thanks very much for joining us in this discussion. And we now move on, viewers. Now,